In this world, you either learn to dominate or you're programmed to obey. That truth can hurt, but if it resonates, it's because you've already felt it. That quiet sense of being one step behind, manipulated without knowing, in relationships, in work, even in your family. You've been told what to think, how to act, when to stay silent, but no one ever taught you the real rules, the rules of power, the rules of control, the rules of the human soul. Everything around you is perception. And in a world where appearance matters more than intention, where weakness often wears the mask of victimhood to gain control, you have only two paths: ignorance or awakening. This message won't comfort you. It won't flatter you. It exists to wake you up. Machiavelli dared to say it: kindness without strategy is a form of slavery. Power is not evil. It's clarity. You're about to hear the cruelest advice Machiavelli gave, but it may also be the most necessary of your life. I won't give you false hope. I'll give you tools to stop being a pawn and start thinking like a king. But be warned, once you see the game, you can never unsee it. Look around you. Everyone, without exception, is driven by some kind of interest. Even those who act kindly often want something in return: approval, love, advantage, control. Naivety is a sweet scent that attracts predators of the soul. The game of power doesn't start when you learn to manipulate. It starts when you realize you've already been manipulated. As children, we learned to cry to get what we wanted. That was our first move. If you don't see it, you're already losing. The key is not to harden your heart, but to train your perception. Not everyone is evil, but no one is entirely innocent. Even the purest act may hide an agenda. He did it for your own good can be a subtle form of control. Those who give without you asking often expect something in return. Power doesn't always scream. Most of the time, it whispers. And if you can't hear those whispers, you will be controlled. Accepting that no one is innocent doesn't mean becoming cynical. It means becoming aware. People aren't villains or heroes. They're players, just like you, trying to win something. Some seek love, others respect. Many just want not to lose. But everyone is playing. You're either playing or being played. That's the line. That's what separates those who lead their lives from those who live by scripts written by others. Power begins the moment you dare to look, to observe the game without flinching, to stop judging it as good or evil, and start seeing it as it is. If you deny the game is happening, you're just another piece on the board, moved by invisible hands. Pay attention. Who benefits when you stay quiet? Who wins when you give in? Sharpening this awareness is like sharpening a blade. Uncomfortable at first, but essential to survive. Everyone plays, some with clear rules, others with hidden cards. Humans act more from convenience than from morality. And relationships, no matter how warm, are not free of strategy. This isn't coldness, it's awareness. Some make you feel guilty for setting boundaries only because those limits keep them from controlling you. They smile while planting emotional chains. If you can't see it, you'll end up thanking the very people who tie you down. Power often doesn't shout. It sits in silence. And if you don't learn to listen, you'll be led without ever realizing it. Learn to see people not as saints or villains, but as players making moves. The moment you open your eyes, you start reclaiming your position. From now on, you stop being a pawn and become a strategist. But you must train your presence, train your silence, train your image. It's not about faking, it's about intention. The world doesn't reward the kind, it rewards the convincing. People follow confidence, posture, tone. In times of chaos, the one who appears in control becomes the refuge. So remember, if you walk in with your head down, you've already lost. Every word you say can bring you closer to power or push you away from it. People don't follow the good, they follow the unshakable. And here's the truth. Manipulators don't need to yell. They play the victim, offer affection, and take it back when you stop obeying. Their true weapon is guilt. They make you feel you owe them, that your worth depends on pleasing them. But there's something they can't handle, being mirrored. Look them in the eye and say, "Do you only value me when I do what you want?" That line, spoken calmly, is emotional dynamite. When you stop fearing to disappoint, they lose the hook they use to control you. The antidote to manipulation is self-worth. You don't need to beg for approval when you know who you are. The next time someone uses guilt, pause and ask yourself, is this real responsibility or just a tactic? That question puts you back at the center of the board. And once you stand in the center, no one can make you orbit around them. There's one more enemy left, emotion. In the game of power, emotion is the most dangerous force. It makes you predictable. It makes you act before you think. Those who dominate feel, but do not react. Machiavelli didn't tell you to be cruel. He told you to be strategic. Calm is a form of power, especially when everything is burning. You want to test someone's strength? Watch how they act under pressure. Now look at yourself. Do you explode easily? Do you act on impulse? Then you're giving away control, because the one who makes you feel moves you, and the one who moves you controls you. Mastering emotion is not suppression, it's redirection. The next time you feel ready to erupt, do the opposite. Stay quiet. Breathe. Ask yourself, what are they trying to trigger in me? What do they gain if I lose control? Every time you don't react, you forge a new version of yourself. One that doesn't get dragged around. One that chooses how and when to respond. That is power. And now that you understand the value of control, know this. The most dangerous move in the game of power is not to look strong, but to be unpredictable. Those who think they know you let their guard down. That's when you move. Never reveal your full self. Mystery protects. Transparency, too often, is vulnerability. You don't need to lie, but you don't have to show your cards either. Let them guess. Let them worry. You prepare. They react. And when you strike, it will be precise because they never saw it coming. Now that you've seen this, you can't go back. You now know that power isn't always cruel, but it's never naive. You either understand the game or you are part of someone else's. And now, you choose.